Welcome to this week's episode of Advertisers Watching Ads. I'm your host this week, Amy Wright, Client Strategy Lead for Automated Creative, standing in for Tom Ollerton. This week, we have a super commercial to be discussing, a concept and a project that has been chosen by our partners at Contagious. But without further ado, I'd love to introduce the guests for this week's episode.
Hi, I'm Li Ping from Oppo KSA. I'm the marketing director of Oppo, looking after marketing activities in Saudi Arabia.
Hello, everybody. I'm Chiara Fracassi, marketing director at Amplifon, the global leader of hearing, healthcare, and retail.
Hi, everyone. I'm Mido, Chief Marketing Officer at Your Marketing Chief, working on specific projects in California and Saudi Arabia and United Arab Emirates.
So for the episode this week, we are looking at a really interesting case study. Reading to children supports their cognitive development, helps develop their language skills, and creates a special bond with their parents. But can an app replace when parents are in prison? So Walmart and ConTextos have gone beyond physical limitations with their new app, Bedtime Stories, developed in partnership with FCB Chicago. Here's the case study. It's a big one this week.
I promise to work hard and do what's right, to be a leader in this game of life. I promise to go to school and read as much as I can. Look, you're reading at a table, what I see you do all the time. I promise to be courageous, to be free, to strive for greatness. I promise to be me. I'm reading I Promise, and I'm reading to my daughter. To remain strong yet humble at every win and defeat. To reach for my stars, even when I can't see it. To believe in next time and second chances. Bedtime Story lets me read to my child from behind these walls. She picks out a story, I read that book, and my voice is uploaded into a special app. So when it's bedtime, my daughter can follow along with her favorite book, like I'm reading right by her side. The importance of reading and going to the library, that's what I wanted her to know.
For a child who is able to have a positive relationship with their father via them reading a story to them, that removes some of the trauma that's inherent in having a loved one incarcerated.
And so if we have something that sort of mitigates that trauma, then why wouldn't we continue to create programs such as Bedtime Stories?
That very night in
Abel's room, a forest grew.
We love when Granddad reads to us.
Live your life in full color. Every tint, every hue.
Hey Pigeon, why don't you ever show your happy face?
Do I get on your bus and tell you how to drive?
To hear his voice and to know that he loves so much.
Walmart is proud and honored to be a part of this Bedtime Stories program and initiative to connect children and parents together in such a meaningful and impactful way. We really believe if we're going to be the store of the community, we have to help strengthen the community. And nothing strengthens the community like strong families.
I promise to dream big and love bigger, to be a team player and a winner. I promise to cross bridges and break down walls, to rise with the sun and learn from the falls. I promise to stay true, keep my head up, and never give up, no matter what. I hope you enjoy the book, and I love you, baby.
On the count of three, I would love you all to hold up your hands. We're going to do a mark out of 5. 1, 2, 3. Cool. So we're going to go 5. Come on, Chiara. She's going to go 5. I'm wavering. I do think just the ambition, it deserves it. What were your initial impressions when you first watched the case study?
I think they did it like in a smart way because they started like with the dad reading and you don't know that he's incarcerated, you're just reading. So they didn't kind of introduce it straight away like, oh, we're Walmart and we're sponsoring this thing. But you just saw a normal dad reading and then you realize that he's in prison and his child is not with him. So you kind of like get emotionally attached to the ad and you can kind of see it from a human level.
You know, we spend a lot of time talking about work-life balance, how, you know, parents should have time to share experiences with their kids. But I think that the real profound truth and very strong insight behind this commercial is that in this case, you not only have a physical distance happening between the parent and the kid, but there is also a stigma and a shame associated to the fact that the parent in this case is incarcerated. So the spontaneous question that came to my mind is what's in it for institution and broader community? What is the responsibility? How this institution and community should contribute to give the children an opportunity to live a normal life?
I think whoever from Walmart decided to tackle this issue through this angle is very much innovative. But at the same time, when you look at the background story, Walmart constantly contributing to the community, as they say. So I think there is a bigger platform there. This conversation has always been going on whenever a Walmart supermarket open in the community or in a small city. Statistically, it shows that the local salary has been cut, and also the labor force has been cut, and there was a law small business had to close because of that. This is a dilemma, and also I think this is a clever angle for Walmart to tackle this dispute. It would be much better if we can get some feedback from the community in Chicago around that region, and also small businesses to see how whether or not this initiative is effective. Back
to the subject of corporations have become responsible for things that like governments and other police enforcement, etc., should be doing. So it's put, again, responsibility in the hands of organizations. Similar to sustainability, similar to diversity, it's like corporations now have to have that purpose and sense of responsibility. So it's kind of highlighting that. It's kind of like pushing the boundaries, but I think they did it in a very good tone because it's not an aggressive tone. It's very human.
The point I was missing in this advertisement is it's super relevant to be local. I mean, in this case was the Chicago County, and that's perfectly fine. But my expectation as a consumer, but also as a marketer being in the retail world would be, okay, now you have to create a platform to tell me more stories like that, okay? Because this can be about, kids of incarcerated people in Chicago. You can take any other different initiative which can be relevant, I don't know, for the Philadelphia County or for Los Angeles County. I don't know. I mean, what is important is to be relevant to the local community. And I think this is the bit that I'm missing, complete and straightforward declaration that this specific initiative belongs to a bigger picture, because we're all aware of what Walmart does. But broadly speaking, we should be all aware of the power of being a physical retail in a local community.
When we go into like social programs, there is no set formula yet, because of typical classical marketing, you've got your brand, you do your marketing plan, you do integrated campaigns. How is it campaignable? You do your KPIs and ROIs. What's it going to deliver? But in this new area, it's changing. The KPIs will be different. Right. And, why am I bringing it up? Because I've seen it in board discussions, board level people, CEOs and so on. Yes, they're looking at numbers, but they're starting to look at sustainability, which you cannot change in 1 year. It's not a quick fix like, I've got a template of marketing, I'm just going to copy and paste it. It's something that you're going to make mistakes, you're going to try. It's going to work. You're going to try something else, it's going to fail, but you have to have that room for test and learn.
If it were up to me, I would set 2 sets of KPI. One, I would preset a KPI, is that whether or not this initiative is in line with our company or organization long-term purpose. If it's a sort of very sudden idea that everybody thinks is good, but it doesn't have long-term, maintenance, then I wouldn't call it a successful, campaign or ad or initiative. The second set of KPI that I would is the conversations that it might stir.
This is a very controversial and sensitive topic, but you need to be brave enough to push it in front of people and brave enough to face the kind of conversation that can emerge out of something like that.
Tricky conversation this week. Massive thank you to all of our panel for really considered and thoughtful discussion. A big thank you to everyone. This has been Advertisers Watching Ads, and we will pick up with you again next week.